Service, part of the BLM, and I work in Alaska, obviously.
Some stories don't begin with fame, applause, or television cameras. Some begin in the silent places of the world where snow falls like ash, where the trees whisper warnings, and where only the toughest humans survive. That is where the story of Marty Meierotto, the quiet legend of mountain men, truly begins. While the world watched from warm living rooms, Marty battled the raw brutality of Alaska. But now, after years of silence, everything has changed. His daughter has finally spoken, breaking the family's silence after a tragedy that shook them to the core. What she revealed stunned everyone. At the beginning of Mountain Men, the louder personalities drew the most attention. Many viewers barely noticed Marty. He spoke less, joked less, and wasn't trying to become a television star. But behind the scenes, the cast and crew quickly realized that Marty wasn't just another reality star. He was the real thing. He was a master trapper, a skilled bush pilot, and a man who had learned the rules of the wilderness long before cameras ever arrived. While others talked, Marty survived. And gradually, the audience began to see that as well. Yet as the seasons passed, something inside Marty changed. His daughter Noah Meierotto later revealed that her father began to carry a look in his eyes that she had never seen before. He wasn't weaker, and he wasn't losing his edge, but he was more watchful. The wilderness around him seemed to weigh differently on him. Crew members noticed it. Friends noticed it. Even viewers who paid attention could see a quiet shift in the man they admired. He scanned the tree line more often. He paused in silence before answering simple questions. He moved like a man who wasn't alone, even when there was no one else in sight. Over the years, Marty had explored every valley, hollow, and hidden trail across parts of the Alaskan wilderness. But then suddenly, he began avoiding places he once traveled freely. He stopped setting traps near old hollow trees. He no longer camped in certain valleys, explaining only that the wind there carried memories. Sometimes, he would stare into the flames of his cabin stove and whisper the same chilling phrase again and again. Fire keeps them slow. When family or crew asked him who them referred to, he would not answer. He simply closed the stove door with a trembling hand. For decades, Marty kept meticulous logbooks. Every trek, every snowfall, every animal track was recorded in detail. Those books were his life. They documented a lifetime of first-hand survival in a land few humans could endure. But one night, without warning, he burned them all. Years of history gone in an instant. His family stood in shock as he watched the flames climb higher. When asked why he destroyed them, Marty left only one cryptic warning: tracks on paper lead things straight to you. To him, the logs were not memories, they were trails that something could follow. Shortly after that, Marty disappeared. His cabin went silent. His bush plane remained untouched. Mail stacked up. Social media went quiet. There was no word, no explanation. Not even the producers of Mountain Men knew where he had gone. His family eventually searched his cabin, hoping for answers. What they found were words carved into the wood of the wall. I heard it call my name. Twice is too many. Don't follow where snow falls uphill. It was a message unlike anything he had ever shared before. It suggested that whatever happened to Marty wasn't just physical. It was psychological, or worse, supernatural. Before he vanished, Marty had documented strange events that even seasoned outdoorsmen struggled to explain. He wrote about nights when the snow moved sideways without wind. Footsteps followed him through untouched powder. Echoes repeated his voice back perfectly. He discovered symbols carved into trees, triangular shapes, punctured marks, all pointing into certain valleys he refused to return to. On one occasion, he pressed his ear against one of the markings and felt the wood vibrate like something breathing. Behind a door, he found circles of trees with markings carved in symmetrical pairs, as if marking territory or boundaries. As time went on, his traps began disappearing. Days later, they reappeared in the exact same place, cleaned and undamaged. His tally stones, a primitive system he used for tracking, started rearranging themselves in precise order. Once, he woke up beneath his tarp with a cold stone placed directly on his chest. And then came the discovery that truly changed him. Deep in the woods, Marty found a clearing with ancient iron traps arranged in a circle. Around them were chairs made of antlers, all facing inward. It was not meant for animals. It looked like a place where something awaited judgment. Marty later said, "It's not a trap. It's a witness stand." Marty's final warning was even more chilling. He said that humans were not the top of the food chain in the wilderness. Instead, he believed humans were prey. He spoke of an intelligence in the wild, something that watched, listened, and erased tracks. And after Marty disappeared, search records in that region showed a sharp increase in missing hunters and seasoned trappers. In some cases, rescuers found perfect circles burned into the snow with no footprints leading in or out. As Marty once told a fellow outdoorsman, the wilderness doesn't lose people, it calls them in. And whatever that force was, Marty believed it eventually called him as well. Fans of Mountain Men were stunned when Marty Meierotto walked away from the series. But the truth is that his departure began long before the cameras captured his final moments on screen. By the time season 8 arrived, he had already begun sending subtle signals. After 8 years of non-stop filming, he wanted something simpler: days in the wild without a camera crew following him through the forests of Alaska. What mattered most to him was spending time with his daughter Noah Meierotto, teaching her the same backcountry skills that had sustained him his entire life. As he told viewers, he was glad people had seen what life in the wilderness was truly like. But at the end of a man's life, he would not think about television or money, only what he had done with the time given to him. His message was quiet but clear. Marty was ready to leave the public eye behind. Some people believe another major factor influenced that decision. When fellow legend Tom Orr retired from the show and left Montana for Florida, producers reportedly looked to Marty to step into a larger on-screen leadership role. But Marty never wanted television fame. His loyalty was to the land, not the spotlight. At the same time, other cast members were facing their own struggles. Marty's close friend Preston Roberts passed away from complications related to a serious illness, leaving Eustace Conway heartbroken after decades of partnership at Turtle Island Preserve. Then Eustace faced legal troubles of his own when officials in Watauga County, North Carolina, accused the preserve of unpermitted construction, forcing him into a battle for the place he had built by hand. Eustace refused. He argued that humans had been building with natural materials for thousands of years, and that forcing modern codes on a primitive preserve was not just bureaucratic, it was a violation of human rights. His supporters agreed, and the dispute became a symbol of the conflict between modern regulation and traditional living. As Eustace battled the legal system and Preston was laid to rest, Marty was quietly dealing with something far more mysterious. He had reached a point in his life where the wilderness was no longer just a place to live. It was something that watched him back. It is impossible to know whether his experiences were psychological, spiritual, supernatural, or something else entirely. But his daughter said that he carried pain and fear that few people could ever understand. Today, no one truly knows where Marty Meierotto is. Some believe he is quietly living somewhere in Alaska, finally free. Others think the wilderness that shaped him also took a part of him that words could never explain. What remains certain is that the wild changed him in ways most people will never understand. Whether he returns or stays silent forever, his story lives on in every viewer who watched Mountain Men and felt the same chill in the wind. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.